Hello friends, welcome to my channel Spark FAQs. In this video we are going to see how to install Apache Hadoop on top of Ubuntu operating system. So let's get started. So what we did in the previous section is we installed a virtual machine which is which has operating system Ubuntu 20.04. So we use this virtualization technology or virtualization software called Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, so using that we have done it. So I opened already the VirtualBox manager. So you can see my VM name is Spark 3 Hadoop 3 VM. Okay, so we have the VM ready. Let's start the VM. Okay, so I have the steps to install Apache Hadoop. So basically the prerequisite for Apache Hadoop is you need to install Java. Okay, so I am using a Java 8 version which is very much compatible with Hadoop. So we are going to install Hadoop version 3. Okay, so you can use either Oracle Java or OpenJDK Java. So whichever is convenient for you, you can install it. I am going with the OpenJDK Java. So it's still booting up. Let's wait for a few more seconds. So now, so basically what you can do is once you log into the VM, you can have these steps. Basically you can work launch a terminal inside the VM. Okay, I given Spark FAQs is a password. You can open a terminal. I'm sorry. Yes, FAQ. So we are going to launch the terminal. After it shows the desktop, the Ubuntu desktop, we are going to launch the terminal. And verify whether you have already Java installed in your VM. You can verify by running the command called java-version. So it's just showing up. So I'm just opening this terminal. Either you can go to this dot grid and you can type terminal over here, and I already have created a favorite here, so it's already there here. I just click on this terminal. So to know the IP address of this Ubuntu, the VM, you can type a command called ifconfig. It's not available, so you can type sudo apt install nettools. You can install this package to have a command called ifconfig. You need to enter the password because you used to sudo SFAQs password. So it is going to install the some of the packages. So it's going to install the nettools package, which will have multiple network related commands. So we mostly use ifconfig to know the IP address of the particular host or the VM. Okay, so let's this get installed. So based on in your internet bandwidth, it will take some time, but it's very minimal installation only. I don't know why it's take time. Okay, so before I start Hadoop installation, basically I just want to basically create the network adapter. I will tell you why I'm so basically I want to connect this VM from my uh, Windows putty session. So let me try if config. So the IP address is basically 10.0.2.15. So we will mostly this will not connect from Windows, this IP. So we need to create a IP range. So you open a command prompt in the Windows. I'll just type ipconfig. So I want to generate IP ranges in this 192.168. Whatever this range 192.168.56. There is a one. So this range I want to create so that I can connect from the Windows machine. So for that, what we need to do is I will just close this, power of the VM, and you come to this. So you can click on this. You can go to file and not a file. Sorry. So you click on the VM, click on the settings here, and then network. Go to network section, and you see in adapter 1 it says NAT. So click on adapter 2 and enable network adapter and choose host only adapter, right? So and make sure this has VirtualBox host only Ethernet adapter. Just click OK. Okay, you will see the adapter 1 is a NAT and adapter 2 is a host only adapter, and VirtualBox host only Ethernet adapter. So once you start this, so now the VM virtual machine which has Ubuntu operating system will actually generate the new IP address which ranges 192.168.58, I guess, right? 56, sorry. In that range it will generate the IP address. So using that we can create our we can connect our putty session from here. So I will say Spark 3 Hadoop 3 VM. Okay, that's what I think I given. Yeah. So we will put the IP address over here and username. Again, it will take some time to launch. Okay, so meanwhile what I'm going to do is, so once we the VM boots up, we are going to install the OpenJDK OpenJDK Java, and we are going to verify the Java version. So enter your password. Let this open. So once I install OpenJDK, I'll just verify it's installed properly by issuing the version command, and then I'm going to create a folder called data making in my home directory. My username is SFAQs, Spark FAQs. So I just given as acronym SFAQs, short name. And so inside the home directory I'm going to create a data making. Under that subdirectory as a softwares, I'm going to maintain all my softwares in this location. So let's see that it is opened. It's coming up. Yeah, it came. So again open the terminal and expand this. Now type if config. Now you see the IP new IP range new IP address 192.168.56.103. so this is the IP address I want to use this, and my username is SFAQs. So go here, SFAQs SFAQs @192.168.56.103. So this is my VM IPS. I'll just save this session and just say open. Connection refused. Why? Okay, so let me do one more thing. I'll just go to sudo nano, it's a editor we are going to use, and then yeah, we need to create the SSH for this. Okay, so we need to create a SSH connection. We need to install the SSH client and we need to create a SSH client. We need to. I'm very sorry. Apologies. We need to create a SSH client and server. We need to install it. So for that, what I will do is I'll just say remind me letter. I'll just say sudo apt install. Okay, open SSH client and open SSH server. So next, so it is going to install the open SSH other few packages. I'll say yes. Okay, based on the internet, again it will take some time. Okay, so I hope this is going to be done now. 95% is done. Let's wait for some more time. Okay, so once you install open SSH client and server, we should be able to connect. Okay, this is done. Let's go here again, open this. It's already saved session is there. Just load it and then say open. Now it says ASCII is not cached in the registry. You have no guarantee that it is complete. Okay, so just for this prompt you just say yes. Then it is asking for password. So our username is SFAQs. I am using same password also same. So yes, FAQs. So I logged into the VM. Okay. So from now onwards, I'll just keep using the VM using this putty session, or whenever I need, I'll just go and do whatever I want to create in the VM also. I just go to desktop and I can do the VM desktop, or I can do things from this terminal. Okay, so let's get started now. So what we need to do is we want to install the OpenJDK. So let's go here. So OpenJDK, to install OpenJDK, this is the command: sudo apt install openjdk-8-jdk. So I'm using the 1.8 Java 8. So I'll just update this package manager. CS so again, so it is installing some additional package index. So once this is done, we'll go and install the OpenJDK. Okay. So let me copy this command, sudo apt install openjdk-8. So this is done. Let's clear the screen, terminal, then type this. It's going to install this. We need some 43 MB of some space. Sorry, it needs 162 MB of additional disk space required. Is saying, do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue this. Now it is downloading the OpenJDK and installing the OpenJDK in my VM. So it is unpacking it and installing it. So once this is done, so mostly by default it installs in this location. So basically, what is the location? /user /lib/jvm/ Java 8 OpenJDK AMD64. This is the path it installs. We can verify by issuing the ls command. This still completed. Let's wait. Okay, it's almost done. Its last few things it's configuring it. It says setting up some lib-xt-dev and other stuff. So we have to wait for a few more seconds. I think so. It will not go more minutes. Okay, this is done. Okay, so let's clear the screen, do ls of that particular location. So this is where the Java is installed. So take this path and then put on the bashrc file. So basically bashrc file is to maintain the environment variable so that we can access the respective software or programming language quickly by issuing the command. So what we are going to do is open a bashrc using a nano editor and come to the bottom of the screen, bottom of the file, and you can append this command. So we are going to export the Java home environment variable by specifying the path where JDK is installed, and then add it to the path environment variable. Okay, so paste this and then Control O and enter. It writes up. Control X to come out. So we need to refresh the screen. Refresh the bashrc file to access the environment variable. So that is done. Now you say Java -version. You should be OpenJDK version 1.8. So that means Java is installed. Now clear the screen. So I am going to create these directories. Let's see, I have it something in the home directory. It has desktop documents, all this stuff. There is no data making folder. Let's create this. Okay. Okay, dir cd data making. Okay, dir. I'm creating a folder called softwares. So this is also done. Okay, cd software. this. Just pwd just to know the path. Okay, so we are here. Let's go to home directory. Okay, pwd. I'm sorry. pwd. I'm in home directory. So we have created this directory also. So let's go here. And so first thing when you want to install Apache Hadoop is you have to create a passwordless login. Sorry, passwordless login using SSH. So you know, right from our local machine we connect to this host by making the SSH connection, but we have to enter the password for the SFAQs user. But when the different Java process in Hadoop, if they want to interact each other, they don't. So basically, they have to enter the password. That we cannot do it. So we have to create a zero password or passwordless login, so that because in distributed computing, different process from one host to other host it interacts. So for that we need to install. We need to configure the passwordless login. So for that we have to install the open SSH client and server, which we already did for logging from host machine, Windows machine to the Ubuntu. So we did this step already. So I'm just going with the next step to create a keygen. So this is SSH-keygen space -t is basically the encryption standard, and -p password is just empty. So double quote, just enter, don't give any name or something, just enter. This is there now. So you will be seeing there is a file called RSA, let's say -a. You see there is a folder called .ssh, and if you see inside the .ssh, you will see the folder called hyphen and id underscore RSA pub. So we have to pass that uh, key information key information to the authorized key file, so that we can do the open SSH passwordless login. So run this command and make sure this you have this. Just look at of this, it's there. Okay, for SFAQs at this VM. Okay, now we can do localhost, sorry, SSH localhost, so it will not ask any password. Or if you want to continue connecting, yes, using that fingerprint, yes, so it's not asking any password. So this is how you need to just logged out of that. So I will just go here, continue the Hadoop installation. So Hadoop installation basically it's very simple. You just have to go to this location, get the version of Hadoop you want to install. So I'll just open here, click on this. So different version of Hadoop you want to install. I want to install the Hadoop version 3.3.1, and then click on this binary, this one. Okay, this what I'll do is I will not download it here directly. I will download the VM. Okay, so you can take this and download it. Copy this link. That's what I did. I take all the things. So what I am going to do is I'm going to, using the wget command, I'm going to download this. Right. So go to the footing. Yes, we are in a home directory. So wget, I paste this path. So it is downloading. So it will take some time because it is going to download the 577 MB of data. So based on your internet bandwidth, it will take maybe couple of minutes or like more than 10 minutes or something if your internet is very slow. Sometime it, if internet is fast, it will do it in couple of minutes. So I'm using a broadband Airtel broadband connection, so it is faster. So it's another 15 seconds it will complete. So once this is done, we are maintaining all the softwares in this location, right? Just copy this, move this file to this location, which is home SFAQs data making software. So this is done. You don't see anything in the home directory, just see data making softwares, you see it here. So let's go to this location. Now extract this. So using the tar hyphen xzv followed by the file name, which is tar, right? Tar hyphen xv is the def. The file name is Hadoop hyphen 3.3.tar z is that. So it's extracting our the compressed file, which is basically Hadoop binary, Hadoop installation means the software which is compressed, or Hadoop framework. Sorry. It's a big file, so it is extracting all the files inside all the contents inside the file, compressed file. Okay, let's wait couple of minutes more. Okay, this is done. You see this folder called Hadoop hyphen 3.3.3.1. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to set the again environment Hadoop environment variable here, so that we can access Hadoop commands from anywhere in the PuTTY session. So for that we just open the bashrc file just come to the bottom of the file, copy paste this. So basically Hadoop home, we know we extracted the folder here, Hadoop folder, so that's we are giving. Other environment variables we set. Finally we set it to the path variable. Copy this entire section, paste it here, Control O, enter, Control X. This is done. So again refresh this by running the source command. Now say Hadoop version. So we extracted. So basically it comes with the installation. So Hadoop 3.3.1. So to make it so we know Hadoop is a distributed it's a framework which contains a distributed processing engine and the distributed storage component. So distributed storage component called SDFS, and distributed processing framework called MapReduce, and also it has a resource management component called YARN. So we need to configure these to make it work Hadoop. Just we installed extracted, so Hadoop is kind of set up, but actually to make Hadoop, which is like SDFS and YARN, to work, we need to do some more configuration, which we are going to do now. So first thing is, so there are set up configuration file, we just have to do that, that's it. No big thing here. So all these configurations are inside this location. So we are inside that. Where are we? Software, right? Let's go to the, I'll just clear this. So you go to the Hadoop and then there is a folder called etc, then the folder called Hadoop. So you see, these are the configurations which will help you to configure the different components like HDFS, MapReduce, Yarn in the Hadoop framework. We can then make it work. So we have to modify some of these files. If needed, we have to create some files as well, right? So let's do that. First we'll modify this Hadoop env sh file. So we just have to add the Java form in that. Okay, so let's launch this and go here. So here you just add the Java path here. Okay, so this is my Java home environment variable. Add it here, export it here. Control O, Control X. This is done. Now we need to basically modify the core cited XML, which is related to SDFS. What is the SDFS RPC port? Using this only programmatically we connect the SDFS, right? So we need to do this. So for that we just have to open the, you can use, so basically I don't want, because I am already my SFAQs user is a sudo user. You can just use nano the file, or if you want to use sudo also fine. Sorry, nano and file name should be fine. If you want to use sudo also, that's fine, because it's already a sudo user. So I'll just open this. So you see there is empty configuration tag. Here we need to add our content. So you have to add this Hadoop temporary directory for that. Okay, so for this we have to create this directory. So okay, so I'll just add this. So we just you are getting inside software folders, we are creating a folder called Hadoop data, Hadoop underscore data, and subfolder as temp. So this we are considering as a Hadoop temporary directory. And fs dot default fs is the basically the URI of SDFS. So which basically the default RPC port is 9000. So I'll just copy this and keep it here. Control O, enter, Control X. So as I mentioned, we have to create this -p to create the subdirectories in the single command. So this is done. So you should see inside software, you'll see the Hadoop data. Inside you will have a temp directory. So this is done. SDFS core site.xml is core site.xml is done. Let's focus on the next. So we need to now we have to modify this SDFS site.xml. There we'll say name node directory and data node directory. So in SDFS there are two main components called a name node, which maintains the files or blocks inside the SDFS, which is a master process. So it maintains a metadata about your storage system, SDFS storage system. So similarly there is another component called data node, which actually keeps the actual data or blocks inside the SDFS. So for these two, to maintain the name node to maintain the metadata and data node to maintain the actual data, so we have to create a separate directory and provide this to this property dfs name node dot name dot der. Similarly dfs dot data node dot data der. So for that we have to create a two Linux directory. So let's create this. Inside Hadoop data, create a name node, and similarly we will create a SDFS node, and we will set ownership. So ownership as, instead of Ubuntu, is SFAQs. What is my username? So basically SFAQs is my username, and the group also same, so I'll just keep here. So this software, entire software directory, I am keeping the ownership. Yes, inside that only everything we are keeping. So it's asking password. This is done. Okay. Now let's go and modify this name node. HDFS site.xml and add your content over there. Okay, so I think we are good. Control O, enter, Control X. This is modified. Now the next one is mapred site.xml, where you have to see we are using a yarn framework. Okay, so open this and add the MapReduce framework dot yarn. So we will be using yarn framework to maintain the resource management. So this also saved, and there is one more which is yarn site.xml. Okay, so here we have to say yarn node manager auxiliary service as mapred shuffle. There are other shuffle handler we have to specify, and you can specify the web address. Basically, in yarn we have multiple daemons like resource manager, scheduler, node manager, and application master. There are multiple processes or daemons in yarn. So the resource manager is the master daemon for yarn, which has web GUI to manage your yarn applications. So for that we have to just specify the web port. So if you don't use it, will use the default one, or if you want to change it, you can change using this property. So take these properties and put it here, which is nano yarn site.xml. Okay, this is done. Now the final step, I almost we reached final step. Again, ownership will just check who it should be. SFAQs, SFAQs. Again we are just setting some modification we have done. Now we just check everything is fine here. I think it should be fine. You don't need to. So it's everything under SFAQs user only. We are good. So now before using the HDFS, we have to format the HDFS. So it's like formatting your disk. So the command is HDFS name node space -format. Run this command here. So it is going to format our HDFS. Okay, this is done. You should see this message: storage directory name node has been successfully formatted. That means your HDFS properly formatted. Now we should start certain daemons or processes to make use of the HDFS and the yarn. So for that, start dfs.sh, which will launch the storage related components or storage related processes like name node, data node, secondary name node, other stuff. So secondary name node basically takes the periodic update from name node and keeps it as a backup. So once that is started, then we will run a start yarn.sh, which will launch our resource manager and node manager elements. Okay, so this is done. There is a command called JPS to just to know what are the Java processes running. So you see the name node, data node, secondary name node is available. Now let's run this command also, start yarn.sh. Once this is run, you can access the web UI for name node 9870 and web port number and this yarn resource manager web UI you can access from this 8088 port number. So I think name node is already start. Let's go and I from my host machine, so we have to access through 192. Directly if you are doing it in a VM, you can use localhost. Since we are doing it from here, it's at 103 or 102. I think 103 is 9870. So you see here, this is the name node web UI, and you can browse the HDFS files using this utility browse file system. Now just nothing is there here. It's just the same. We did not copy any files over. Let me try to access resource manager 103 web UI, resource manager web UI, which is 8088. It's not accessing. Somehow I used to have a problem with resource manager web UI accessing from the host machine, but for that I will just try it in here itself. SFAQs. I will find out what is the reason later. SFAQs. I will launch here the Firefox. So what we are going to do is localhost :8088. So which is going to launch the. So this is the resource manager web UI. Okay. Okay, so this is fine. So we see here one active node is there. Okay, so we configured Hadoop framework with yarn and the resource manager. We are good. So in the next video we'll see how to install Python and other Hadoop ecosystem component like Apache Hive, and then we'll go for Apache Spark. Okay. So thank you so much, friends. Please subscribe to my channel Spark FAQs and click on bell button to get notification whenever I add new videos. See you in the next video. Bye.